Good morning, everyone. Let me just fix the light and make sure I have my water. You should also make sure you have your water. If you have any music, have that close by. We're going to get started in about 1 to 2 minutes. Not too dark, but not glaring. How's that? Great. Oh, water. And if you're going to be trying to do any standing exercises today, having a chair close by. We'll go over safety in a moment. To the side or in front of you if you're using it for stabilization while standing. Okay, my Fitbit says 9 o'clock, but my oven says 8:58. But my phone and my computer also say 9, so I'm going to go with the more technology. So welcome everyone to the Cowichan Brain Injury Society 10-10-10 Morning Wake Up Program. Cowichan Brain Injury Society is a nonprofit organization that serves brain-injured individuals and their families in the Cowichan Valley. We provide case management, education programs, social programs, and some rehab. The 10-10-10 Morning Wake Up Program was designed to kind of tackle 3 of the 6 pillars of brain health. So the 6 pillars of brain health are social connection, nutrition, sleep, physical activity, cognitive stimulation, and I'm missing one. It'll come to me maybe later. I'm sure we've even covered it. Stress management, which is why we do mindfulness. So we do 10 minutes of mindfulness to help you with your stress management. We do 10 minutes of movement for physical activity, and we do 10 minutes of learning to get that cognitive stimulation. I am Billy. I am the registered kinesiologist at Cowichan Brain Injury Society, and I run this program. So welcome everyone. I want to just remind you that Cowichan Brain Injury Society is not liable for any risk or injury. So it is up to you to take care of your body, to take care of your space, to make sure it is safe. So what that means is that you have no tripping hazards, that you have a nice open space for you to throw your arms up and around and your legs out to either side, etc. That if we do any standing exercises, you have a chair or a surface available to help you stabilize, especially if balance, coordination, nausea, dizziness are some of the symptoms you have. I recommend that you are in kind of a straight back chair so that you can engage your core, and a chair that actually doesn't have armrests so that you can bring your arms out to either side, etc. Also be careful whenever you bring your hands down not to hit your chair if it's wider. So be mindful of that. What else? Listen to your body. So if you find an exercise too strenuous, taking a break, a couple breathers, slowing down the pace are all reasonable things to do. If we do a range of motion that is difficult for you, so say coming up overhead hurts your shoulder, only come up to a degree here that feels comfortable and work within your limits at this time. And just get comfortable to where it feels good. And then slowly you can try to go further into a range of motion if that activates any pain or discomfort. All right. So I like to use some music to help motivate me to move. So I have my earbud in. I'm going to press play here in a moment. If you also like music, I recommend putting stereo or something on, or also having some earbuds where you can follow along with the movements, but also enjoy some tunes to get you started. I just realized I do not have my timer going, which usually I have my timer going so that I know how long we've spent doing every activity. We'll be moving for 20 minutes instead of 10 minutes. All right, I'm going to press play here, and we're going to jump right into some movement. Let's start with some good exaggerated shoulder shrugs. When you come back, I want you to think about squeezing those shoulder blades together, bringing the shoulders up to your ears, getting full movement and rotation through your shoulders. Great way to warm up. Okay, let's go the other way. Remember, we are trying to get our heart rate up just slightly because that helps produce good stuff for our brain-derived neurotropic factor, which helps with neuroplasticity. So creating new neural pathways can help energize you, create neurotransmitters that are helpful for our mood. I'm going to bring our arms up overhead, swinging back, one of my favorite moves. Now, if you're standing up, you can do all of this standing. If you're doing this one standing, coming into a slight squat down if you're capable. Keeping that chest up. Nice. I'm going to move back a little bit. My head is almost not in the frame. Good. Getting our hips waking up, our shoulders, our spine. Awesome. Great. We're going to have our hands up overhead if we can, or just here, whatever feels good. And we're going to do a little bit of just leaning back and forth. So actually, if your hands can't get up overhead, putting them out to a T. And we'll just do kind of the side rocking. Good. Trying to keep your core engaged. A little side bend is okay. A nice long spine here. Nice work. A couple more seconds. Great. We're going to keep our arms up, but now they're just out in front, and then we're going to rotate. Come up to the side. Up, rotate like you're holding a platter, out to the side. This helps set our shoulder blades in a place where it's nice and open. They're a little bit squeezed, but not too much, you know? Just a nice neutral position through our back. But this can help open our chest up. A nice strong posture. That thoracic spine. That's your upper back. Let's do it one more time. Good. Awesome. Wiggle those hands out. Arms out. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Shake your wrists. Wiggle your fingers as best you can. Good. Shake those wrists out again. Okay, we're going to give ourselves a little hug here and then come back down. Hug. Again, we're engaging those shoulder blades. You'll feel a squeeze on the way back, and then a bit of a stretch when you hug. Gets our pecs moving too. They're being stretched, our pectoral muscles, as we open our arms up, and then contracting as we come in. Good. Let's do a couple more here. Good. We're going to get our legs engaged. We're going to just do some stepping here. So I'm on my toes. We're not even bringing my heels down. I'm staying on my toes. And I'm just trying to get a little bit of a march here. Standing, marching in place. Bring your arms involved. Get your arms involved. Bring your arms involved. I've only had half a cup of coffee, okay? Just marching here. Good. Keep it up. Marching at a little bit of a pace. Remember, we're trying to elevate that heart rate. Keeping our posture nice and tall, core engaged. Good. Now we're going to do a side step. Side step together. Side step together. Side step together. Let's get our arms involved. So as we go out, in, out, in, out, in. I had a relaxation playlist, but this song is more upbeat. It's surprising to me. Now, if you're standing, out, in, like a modified jumping jack. Good work. We're going to do this for a few more seconds because it's a good movement. It's also working really well with my music. All right. Now when we're standing here or sitting here, we're going to sit back down, and this will be a sitting exercise. So if you're standing, come sit down for a second. And what we're going to do is we're going to lift our feet up off the ground, and then we're just going to wiggle kind of our feet back and forth. So it's like marching, but we're not actually touching the ground. We might be leaning back a bit, but we want that core engaged. This should give our core some engagement here. This is a hard movement. So be kind to yourself. We're just going to do 10 more seconds here. Woo. If you need to stop, you can. Woo. Okay. Good work. Let's extend one leg out. We're going to lift. Lift, lift. Again, stay seated for this one. We're only going to do these ones for about 15 seconds. One more. Good. We're going to switch legs. Lift, lift. Good. I guess more like 20 seconds we're doing. And do another 10 seconds. Good. And the next movement, you can do sitting while you're seated or standing. So if you're seated, I want you to have both legs extended. One leg's going to come back as far as you can and then come back. And then you can do the other leg. Yes, you'll have a knee bend here. Now, if you're standing, I'm going to go to my side. We're going to bring our leg out and then up. Out, so to the back, and then bend our knee. Tap in front. Working on our balance here. Getting our hamstrings involved. Okay, other side. If you've been alternating, keep going while you're seated. Front. Bring back, engage our glutes, hamstrings. Good work. Just going to do about 2 more here. One more. Great. You can tap that out. You might feel a little bit of cramping, tightness in the hamstrings. We don't like to engage them as well as we engage our quads, so you might feel it there. We're going to do a little ankle circles. Draw some big O's with your toes. Nice strong posture still here. You're lifting foot. You can do this standing, practicing your balance. Holding onto a chair, go the other way. you haven't. Awesome. Other foot. Good. Doing these ankle exercises can be really important. Go the other way to help us with our gait and walking. Nice work. And then last exercise, we're just going to do some hip hinges. Actually, we'll do some hip circles. So what this looks like is we're going to roll forward, hinging forward, coming to one side and back. Good. You can do this standing. And rotation through our hips. Here. Go the other way. Just have a few more seconds left here. Nice work. Awesome. Come to the center. I'm going to pause my music. Bring my chair a little closer. Apologies for the noise. Pause my music. There we go. Just put that over to the side. Grab a drink of water here. Got to stay hydrated, right? It's important. Okay, this month we're talking about social connection and the importance of social connection. So as I said earlier, that is one of the 6 pillars of brain health. So it's important that we understand why it's helpful. Last episode or session, we talked about the benefits and of social connection. It is linked to a lot of different health factors, and loneliness or lack of social connection is linked to some chronic health conditions. Again, there's not a loneliness equals a heart failure, no, but there is a correlation between the two. So one thing I want you to remember as we're having this discussion is about loneliness. So chronic loneliness can be problematic and harmful. But loneliness in itself is a cue. It's telling you you need or are lacking social connection. Think of it as like hunger. If you feel hungry, that's your body telling you you need to go eat something. So feeling lonely is not a bad thing. It is just your body, your system telling you you need some social connection. Because social connection is as important as nutrition, physical activity, etc. Now, when they talk, I found an article on Psychology Today, which was kind of interesting and talked about 3 kind of pillars that make up social connection that are good to be mindful about when you are analyzing or looking at how much social connection you have or the type of social connection you have. And they say how close relationships, so think of family, friends, those are important, of course, but that's not the only thing that makes up social connection. So it is important to take a look. Do I have some close, meaningful relationships? This can be partners, this can be family, this can be close friends, but also, do I have casual acquaintances? So more brief exchange. So thinking about saying hello to the cashier at the grocery store, or coming into CBIS where maybe that's not your main source of community. They're not your people who are going to ask to drive you to the hospital, pick up your meds, etc. But you are interacting and have this casual acquaintance with some of the folks there. Now, going to social programs in the community can also lead to more meaningful friendships, closer friendships. But those casual interactions are actually really vital in part of our social connection. So there's actually some evidence that being in spaces with quite a few people, and we don't know many of those people, still fills us up with a sense of community and connection, even though they're not these really close relationships. So I would like you to take some time to think about, who are my close relationships? Who are the people I can rely on and who can rely on me? Who I turn to when things are hard. But also, am I getting out to community events, to kind of more casual social events, coming to programs at CBIS, etc.? And how is that maybe meeting some of my needs? So just don't think that those casual interactions aren't meaningful, because they actually are, and they build this kind of greater social connection and trust in our community. Okay, so I'm going to talk about these 3 different pillars that the psychologist talks about, and they are: 1, structure. Structure means the size and diversity, as well as the frequency of social connection. It's kind of the foundation. So how many people do you have in your life? How often do you see them? And are they different types of social connection? So that's a good place to take a look at, like, who are the people I'm interacting with? And there's no one size fits all, right? It's not like you should have 10 close relationships or 3 close relationships. Like, that's going to look very different for different people, as well as how much kind of community engagement or these more casual interactions look like. But just taking stock of, like, how much social interaction do I get and with who? The next thing is function. So that is the support piece. What is the function of these relationships? So your closer relationships, family, close friends, partners, now they will be probably giving more practical and emotional support. So when you're having a bad day, you might talk to one of these people about that bad day. If you need help picking up groceries, you might be asking these people to help out. You know, my mother is a big social support for me, or support for me. And part of the function of that relationship is she does help me out, and I can rely on her if I need childcare or my car breaks down. You know, she's someone I call, and I don't think she calls me for all the same things, but I hope that if she needs to talk, she can also rely on me. So often the function is a 2-way streak too. Like, what do I give as well? And there's kind of a give and take in those relationships. So analyzing the function of these relationships. And then there is quality. So the quality of a relationship can be low or high. So this is kind of the health of relationships. So how healthy is my relationship with these close people, as well as my interactions at work, at community events, at recreational activities? Do I have good kind of rapport with these people? Is the quality what I need? And again, some of us might need a couple really close, deep friendships, and really great quality, and other folks might need more casual interactions, maybe less of that close depth. And that doesn't mean those relationships don't have a high quality. They still can have a high quality. It just looks different. I don't know if that makes sense. But when we talk about low quality relationships, those tend to be relationships that are causing you stress. They are making life more difficult, not easier. They are creating more hard feelings inside of you than joy, relief, relaxation. So taking a look at who you are in social connection with, the function of those social connections, and then the quality of those social connections. Some of us have these great big families, so we get a lot of social interaction. There's family gatherings all the time. But if those family relationships are very complicated, full of a lot of tension, fighting, conflict, that's low quality, even though you have a high amount of interactions. So taking note of these things is really important, because you do want to have high quality relationships that help help you, that they have a function both ways, right? Both ways, give and take, and that you do have a bit of diversity in those social connections. Don't know if I was so clear with this, because this is something I'm kind of new to, like looking at social connections this way. So if I'm a little bit, clunky talking about it, I apologize. But what I will challenge you to do is take a look at how many social connections you have. Do you feel like you have enough of both casual interactions and more deeper or close relationships? What function do those relationships serve? And what is the quality? Do they cause stress and anxiety and tension in your life, or do they provide fun and comfort, relaxation, joy, etc.? Okay, so we'll leave it at that. I hope some of that made sense. We don't have a 10, 10, and 10 next week. I will be at the high schools. So our last one about social connection will be the following week. And we'll just talk about how to find new social connection, because we might be taking a look at these things and be like, hey, I am actually not feeling fulfilled in this part of my life. How can I either create more quality, depth in my relationships, or how can I get some more social connection? So we'll talk about that. Not next week, the week after. All right. So we're going to move into some mindfulness now, and we're going to do some different types of breath work. So we will be focusing on our breath today as our guide. We'll start with just kind of the basics, as we usually do. We'll just do some deep breathing, and then we will modify things. So to start, get yourself in a comfortable position, whatever that looks like. You can be leaning back. You don't need to be engaging that core throughout the next 10 minutes. We want to feel relaxed. And let's start with just shaking our arms out a little bit here. Moving some energy. Great. Okay. And then we'll place one hand on our chest, one hand just over our belly. We're going to try to work on doing that belly breathing. So as we inhale, we want to feel that lower hand poofing out using our diaphragm effectively. And as we exhale, we want to feel that concave in a bit. This doesn't need to be super drastic, but you're just trying to feel inhale, expanding, exhale, coming in. Really coming down to that lower hand as best you can. We're always inhaling through our nose. Your exhale could be either through your mouth or your nose. We're always inhaling through your nostrils. With each breath, trying to fully expand all the way down to that lower hand, and exhaling. Feeling the rise and fall. And I want you to think of two different words. One word that you're inhaling, bringing into your body, into your life. And one word that you're exhaling out to the world. So in each hail, bringing in bringing in, exhaling, putting out to the world. For me, I'm inhaling, accept, exhaling kindness today. Accepting myself, sending out kindness to those around me. Okay, I'm going to explain. Keep breathing and noticing your breath. And the next time that we exhale, we're going to do 3 short exhales through our mouth. So inhale fully, and then inhaling, and then exhaling 3 breaths. Inhaling, exhaling 3 quick breaths. And do this 2 more times. Inhaling, 3 breaths out. One more time. Inhaling. Now letting your breath go back to normal. Letting that fire breath kind of resonate with you. Noticing how your body feels after that. Is there any lightheadedness? Any discomfort anywhere? If you had thoughts going by your head, this is stupid, this is silly, why are we doing this? That's fine, just let them pass by. Try to reconnect with your breath. Remember, mindfulness is the act of refocusing. We're going to manipulate our breath again in a different way. We're going to inhale, hold at the top for a second, and then exhale. A little bit shorter. So we're going to inhale for 5, hold for 3, exhale for 4. So we're going to inhale, 2, 1, hold, 3, 2, 1, exhale, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, exhale, 1, 2, 3. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, hold, 2, 3, exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. Let your breath go back to normal. You can keep your hands on your chest and belly, just on your belly, thighs. We're going to do that fire breath one more time. So we're going to inhale deeply and then do 3 short exhales through our mouth. So inhale deeply. Rest, inhale. Rest, inhale. Rest, inhale. Rest. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale. Rest. Inhale. Rest. Inhale. Just let your breath go back to normal. Even if it's shallower, that's fine. Don't worry about your belly breathing. Just letting that different breath work kind of resonate in your body here. Awesome. Couple more deep breaths. trying to let anything melt away, might be causing you stress or anxiety. Letting the muscles of your body relax. Check in with yourself of how that different type of breathing might have felt for you. Some of us might have really liked it. Some of us might have hated it. Some of us indifferent. Again, we're just trying different techniques. Figuring out what feels good for you, what helps you reach that mindfulness place is important. So I'm going to come back to our space here, back to our bodies, back to reality. And again, when we do these mindfulness practice, if it doesn't work for you, that's not a problem. We're just trying to experiment with different forms of mindfulness. And if something does really work for you that you really like, you can always mute me and just do that practice, whatever that one is that feels really good for you. If you like doing the color breathing or the tapping to help you refocus on something. And a reminder, mindfulness is about being present in the moment and just refocusing. We're not going to give shame or guilt if we have these other thoughts coming through. That is normal as we practice this, but just noticing them, let them going by, and coming back to whatever it is we're focusing on, the breath, the scene, the words or colors, a sensation, whatever it might be. Well, that is all for today from everyone at Cowichan Brain Injury Society. Keep that brain healthy, and we'll see you not next week here. There will be no 10, 10, and 10 next week. Feel free to watch one of the other ones that has resonated with you to still get your movement in or do something for yourself that you know feels good. Okay, we'll see you in 2 weeks. Take care. Bye.